Still waiting in line? Again? That's time you'll never get back. Save time and money with Stamps.com. Over 4 million businesses have skipped the line with Stamps.com. Join them to save up to 90% off carrier rates from your computer or phone right now. Print postage for certified mail, registered mail, and packages in seconds. Then schedule a pickup right from your home or office. For a limited time, go to Stamps.com and use code PODCAST for a free welcome gift. Taxes and fees apply.
Hey there, my name is Ed Placencia. Welcome to Grounds for Gaming, and I've saved you a seat. Well, if you listened to last week's episode, you know that my wife Sarah and I just got back from a trip to Spain to surprise her sister for her 50th birthday, and it went really, really, really well. We had a wonderful time. The only downside, if there was one, is that it was pretty overcast and rainy most of the time, which is very unusual, especially for the Madrid area. But if there was an upside, Sarah and I had been there before. We had wonderful weather the first time we went, so we knew what it was supposed to look like in all of its wonderful, warm, sun-filled glory. But we had a really, really nice time. Sarah's siblings all flew out to celebrate her sister Stacy's 50th birthday, and it was just a really, really, really nice time. We were gone for about a week, and as a result, I didn't really game much at all. A little tiny bit of mobile gaming. In preparation for the trip, I actually downloaded a few games from Netflix Gaming under the I think it's like airplane mode category or whatever. And when I fired them up, I think one of them worked and I wasn't a big fan of it. So I pretty much stuck to my go-to airplane games, which is Balls, Ballz. Kind of like it's just one of those shoot the ball at the bricks, it bounces around, you got to clear the bricks, and man, it is wonderfully addictive. And I've played it for years. I've had it. It's such a simple game, and it will never, ever, ever leave my phone. But for the most part, I watched in-flight movies, tried to sleep, and again, didn't do a ton of gaming. Really, the most video gamey thing that I did over the last week while we were away was we went to the video game museum in Madrid. We didn't actually, you could go in and basically go into the shop. We didn't go in just because the group of people we were with, we were pretty sure most of the people wouldn't have any interest in going to the video game museum. But Sarah and I and a couple of her brothers, we popped into the gift shop area and kind of, they had a big, huge 4-foot Lego Xbox One and a massive Xbox controller made of Lego. That was really cool. They had a full-sized mannequin statue type thing of Kratos from God of War. So got some silly pictures with him, and they had this huge digital screen on the side of the building outside with people walking by, and you could actually connect to it and play tic-tac-toe against other people. So my brother-in-law Nathan and I got in a few games. I think he won 2 out of 3, which is fine. I'm horrible at tic-tac-toe. So it was a nice trip, and it kind of reminded me, it's very easy for me to go into complain mode. I don't know about you, but I think just as humans, we're more prone to complain, or we're more apt to complain than we are to compliment. And I feel like, for me at least, I have to actively and intentionally go out of my way to remember to compliment. I try to compliment. Sometimes it just comes out, but especially when I'm playing a game, if it's a game I don't really care for, it's easy to say, oh, this is crap. I don't like this. I don't like this. And a lot of people will go a step further and go onto social media and tag the game developer and say, I don't like this. But very rarely do we do the opposite and go onto social media and say, I really like this. Thank you for a good time. I appreciate the hard work that went into that. We just don't do that very often. So I try to be intentional about doing that, just to hopefully put a little kindness out there to kind of counterbalance all of the not kindness that is out there. I say that to remind myself that, yes, there will be moments in the podcast, whether it's a review or just as I'm talking about what I play that week, where I might not click with a game. I might not like something that a game does. But for the most part, I want this podcast to be a celebration of games and gaming and games that we love and things about gaming that we love. And I was reminded of that this week when I was on the plane, and I tried to watch a couple of shows that I'd never seen before, but the plane was so... It actually wasn't that the plane was loud. The headphones they gave you that plug into the seat so you can hear, I don't know if the headphones are horrible, if just the sound system itself is horrible. I couldn't hardly hear anything. I had to watch with subtitles on, and I tried that for a bit, but I'd rather not read and actually watch what's going on and get lost in the action and the story. And that's very hard for me to do when I'm reading and I may be missing something on the screen, whether it's a look or a cutaway or something like that. So I decided I would just watch things I had watched before. And one of those things was the 2018 version of Tomb Raider with Alicia Vikander. And I hope I got that pronunciation correct. I'm pretty sure I didn't. And I had forgotten Walton Goggins was in that. But I remember seeing that actually in the theater and coming out of it thinking, that wasn't that bad. That was a good film. I'd never seen the Angelina Jolie version or versions. I don't know if there were. I think there were a couple of them with her. But this one in particular pretty much followed the story of the reboot Tomb Raider games. So it pretty much followed Himiko and that whole setting. It didn't have her crew that came with her on the boat that was in the game, but it pretty much, as far as the tomb itself and the setting, it followed the video game pretty closely. And you know what? Watching it again, that was a good film. I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. Not gonna... we just had the Oscars last night. I'm recording this, of course, on Monday of this week. And, it's definitely a different caliber than, films like Sinners or the Leonardo movie. But it was a good time. And, it made me want to play Tomb Raider again. But it also reminded me there's a lot of good gaming adjacent material out there that kind of flew under the radar. I saw it, I enjoyed it, but I don't remember anyone really talking about it. Kind of the same thing with the Assassin's Creed movie. I think a lot of people, especially those who are gamers, kind of wrote it off before even seeing it. And that was another one that I've watched and I was pretty pleasantly surprised. Again, not the greatest movie in the world, not one of my top 10 movies of all time, but a pretty good movie. I think it was a lot of fun. The same with the Uncharted film. It was a good time. It was exactly what it was supposed to be. And I don't really hear a lot of people talking about them. Maybe it's just me. Maybe they were bad films and I'm the odd one out. But it kind of surprises me how little I hear gamers talking about it. And I think we have a tendency, not gamers, but I think humans, to judge something before we take it in. And as a result, we can miss out on a lot of things that we may have enjoyed. I still have Avatar, the Frontiers of Pandora, I want to say, installed on my PS5. And that's another one that I kind of wrote off just because I didn't really care for the Avatar film. But it's Ubisoft. I do like the way that Ubisoft does games with just a flood of side missions and places to go and a huge map to explore. And I gave it a shot. And like I say, it's still installed. There's still some DLC content I haven't even touched yet. And I'm really enjoying my time with the game. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of like the Tomb Raider movie or Uncharted. I don't hear anyone talking about it. And I'm not talking about now when the game has been out for a while, but even when the game came out, I didn't hear anyone talking about it. And I don't know if it's a thing that, like me, the first reaction was, I'm not really into Avatar that much. But I wonder how many other games are out there that I haven't tried or didn't give a shot because I thought, I'm not going to like that. You know, another example of that is Alan Wake 2. I played Alan Wake a little bit. I just really didn't care for the whole flashlight, hide and seek. It just didn't click with me. And I know I'm in the minority because it's really revered as a classic game. So when Alan Wake 2 came out, I didn't have any interest in it. And as a matter of fact, the night before, I believe it came out, I heard there was a coffee-themed area. And I was like, you know what? I should stream this just for a goof because coffee is kind of my brand. And I love coffee. And I was like, well, if it's got a coffee-themed area, I gotta play this, right? So I didn't expect to enjoy it. I just thought, I'll see if I can get to the coffee thing. I'll probably play it for a half hour. I won't enjoy it. And it's probably going to be a waste of money. But, you know, I'll give it a shot just for a goof. And it was my game of the year that year. So I just wonder how many, and I guess not even games, how much content is out there. I hate that word, content. How much is out there that I've written off and haven't even tried to watch? I don't know. I've never seen a Fast and the Furious film. I take it back. I saw Tokyo Drift in the theater, and after seeing that, I was like, yeah, I don't think I need to see any more of these. But I'm told that's probably not the one to start with. I've never seen Con Air. I was talking with my cousin this weekend, and he was shocked that I've never seen An Officer and a Gentleman. I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff out there that I've never taken in just because I didn't think I'd like it. But yeah, maybe I should give them a shot. Granted, it's a lot easier with a movie when you can just find it on Netflix and watch it. If you have to shell out 50, 60 or more bucks just to give something a shot, it's not as easy to do. But I do keep an eye on the sales pages and just every once in a while peek over there and see if there's something there that I may have missed that I probably shouldn't have. When I was on the plane and in the airport, I played a nice amount of Balatro, and that's not a new game by any means, but that's a game that has really stuck around for me, especially now that it's on mobile. And it's on my PS5 still. And, I don't have an extra memory installed in the PS5. So, that real estate on the PS5 is precious because it's not really known for its huge amount of storage. But, Balatro doesn't take up a huge amount of room. But, gosh, it's just also a game that has a permanent place on the console. It's just so easy to one more try, one more run. Let's see if I can do it this time. And unlike a lot of roguelikes, it's a game that saves your progress, which is nice. But at the same time, boy, it's easy to lose track of time playing that game. It really, really is. Also this week, of course, I came back and had to almost immediately jump into Overwatch and take it for a spin. I hadn't played in about a week, so it was nice to get the kinks out. stretch my legs, and enjoy losing most of the time. But you know, that's a sign that it's a fun game, because usually if things in a game don't go my way, I don't tend to stick around for very long. And that's a testament to how fun this game is, because I feel like 75% of the time I'm losing, but I keep on coming back. And speaking of coming back, I was really happy to download the Legends mode in Ghost of Yotei, something that happened with Ghost of Tsushima. After the main game came out a little while later, they released Legends mode, which is an online co-op mode. And man, it's a lot of fun. I haven't played the Legends mode from Tsushima in quite a while now, so I can't sit here and say, this is the same, this is different, this is different. A lot of the structure is the same, but you don't feel like you're playing. It doesn't feel like I played this for the most part. There is one section that I'll touch on in a second here, but it feels like new content. And man, it really, really is a good time. You can go in solo, or you can go in and matchmake with strangers. You don't have to chat. And I was commenting today to myself that, gosh, this is a game that the online aspect to it, it's not scary to jump into. Everybody is trying to help. Everybody's trying to do the same goal that you are. You are in it together. And so that makes it really, really nice. You can choose one of 4 classes to play: a samurai who has an odachi, an archer who, surprise, surprise, has a bow, a mercenary who wields dual katanas, and my personal favorite is the shinobi who has the kusarigama. I think that's what it is. I hope I said that right. And I've tried all of them a little bit, but I've spent most of the time with the shinobi and really, really enjoyed it. They do have a campaign mode that you can matchmake and have one other person join you. It is so much easier with another person. I don't know for sure, but I don't think they adjust the number of enemies depending on how many people you have with you, because it is pretty tough at parts when you go solo. And then when you have someone there with you, it's quite a difference. It really, really is. They do have a mode where you can just hop in and join someone else's game to kind of help them out. Kind of like when you're looking to have someone fill your party so you can play, you can be the one to volunteer to fill in. And that is blocked off until you finish the story mode. The story comes in 4 different sections, and each section has 4 different missions that you can do. 3 of them are for up to 2 people, and the last incursion mission is up to 4. And they're really, really nice. They are the spider, the oni, the kitsune, and the snake, which, if you played the main game, you know are some of the people that you're kind of going after. It's really nice because you don't have to have played the main game to enjoy the DLC, which is a lot of how Tsushima was as well. But they use a lot of the things that were in the main game as kind of a building blocks to work with. If I remember correctly, that's kind of how Tsushima was set up as well. There were different sections or different zones, and then you had story modes or story missions in each zone, a certain number. And again, it doesn't, even though the structure and it is the same as the Legends mode in Tsushima, it doesn't feel like you're replaying anything, except there is a section in the Snake chapter where the enemies are color-coded, for lack of a better phrase. You know, they emanate blue or green or gold, and you have to infuse yourself with that color and you'll do more damage. So you can still kill a green guy if your sword is blue. It'll just take a lot longer. They had that same mechanic in Tsushima, and I wasn't a fan of that. And as soon as it popped up in this one, that's when I hit that. Didn't I do this before and not really enjoy it? But I still went through and I still did it, and I'll still probably replay them again on different difficulties to get better and better gear. The more you play, the more gear you get, and the more you can level up your character. It's a lot of fun how much stronger you can feel in a very, very, very short amount of time. You can switch between the 4 heroes, not at any time in the game, but before you start the mode, you can choose which class you want to go in. And so right now I've spent most of my time with the Shinobi, and my other characters are pretty much going to have to start from the beginning again. So it's going to feel a little weird when I do swap gears and start to build up my other characters, because I'm pretty strong now and I'm not even close to being maxed out. So it'll probably feel a little underwhelming when I have to go back to the easiest mode on each of the others. But I'm really having a nice time. They once again have wave modes that they had in Tsushima. I haven't tried any of them yet, so I'm not familiar with the maps, but I do remember, I think they call them survival. I do remember really enjoying that mode in the Tsushima Legends. And then, like Tsushima, they will have raids. Right now, you can't do them. I'm not sure when they're coming out, but if you go to click on a raid, it's got a big lock on it, and it just says coming soon. And I remember in the Tsushima raid, I only tried it one time, and I was matched up with 3 other randos. You need 4 people to do it. And if one person leaves, at least in the raid I was doing in Tsushima, it is impossible, because of the way the puzzles work, it is impossible to finish it with less than 4 people. And they did not have backfill. I don't know how this raid is going to be set up. I'll probably try it more than once, but we will definitely see. So that's where the bulk of my time has been since I've gotten home this week, has been playing Legends Mode in Ghost of Tsushima and Balatro and Overwatch. Same old, same old. Right now I am drinking a pour over. Usually I make a Chemex when I make coffee, but Sarah did not, it's 8 in the evening right now, and Sarah didn't want a cup of coffee this late. So when it's just me, I just make a pour over. When it's 2 of us, I make a Chemex. And this is so good. It is so good. Come on now. I always ask what you're drinking. This is Square One. This is the Candy Bar blend, which again isn't a quote-unquote flavored blend. They don't add any flavoring to it. It's just that with the combination of beans that they use, it gives it a chocolatey, almost a sweet caramel aftertaste. So that's what I'm drinking this week. And I always ask what you're drinking as well. And you can email me, grounds4gaming@gmail.com, and let me know what you're drinking. Let me know what games or game-related media you've taken in maybe recently that kind of didn't get the credit it deserved when it came out. What have you been enjoying that seems to have flown under the radar for everybody else? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you and maybe give some of those things a try and report back. Josh emailed, said, Ed, per your call to action, I'm currently working my way through a few bags of beans from Helm Coffee Roasters. That's helmcoffeeroasters.com. One of the employees there won the U.S. Brewers Cup and was number 6 in the world. AeroPress or French press are my go-to prep methods. Thank you, Josh. It's funny. I don't think that I've had Helm, but I definitely know the name. And then when you said that one of the employees won the Brewers Cup, I used to watch barista competitions. Like, first of all, there are barista competitions. And second of all, I used to watch them like the coffee nerd that I am. And part of me wondered if maybe that's where I heard of it, or I also read a lot of coffee magazines, 2 coffee magazines, not a lot. Barista and Roast are what they're called. And if you want to get really nerdy about coffee, definitely check those out. But Josh, thank you so much for emailing and letting me know what you're drinking. Hey, thanks for spending some time with me today. Grounds for Gaming will be right here when you're ready for another conversation, and your seat will always be waiting.